This is breaking news.
Oh, wake up! On air!
Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of the year 2050. The coolest show about innovation, progress, everything that is hip, in demand, and with a clear vision for year 2050, which is approaching very rapidly. Today we have a great special guest connecting remotely from wherever he is. We're not sure where he is. His name is Sergio Bellotti, and he's the composer and co-producer of a great song and video, Concept, a Lifestyle, called Washington AC. Welcome, Mr. Bellotti. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for allowing me to do this from my home studio. I really don't like to fly. I mean, for me, flying is something from the past. It's obsolete, and personally, I get scared of flying commercial. I'm glad we are connected. I can see you, you can see me, I can hear you perfectly fine, and I can almost feel you. You're in my studio. I'm here at the recording studio and having a ball, really. Thank you.
So, Mr. Bellotti, I'd like to ask some direct questions. I hope you don't mind those, but it wasn't too clear in my mind. At first, I even thought it was a typo, to be perfectly frank and honest with you. And I said, why Washington, AC? I mean, one capital is not enough. Everybody knows Washington, D.C. Could you please elaborate on that a little bit?
Absolutely. I love direct questions. The answer is very simple. AC stands for air conditioning. Stands for electricity. The whole concept about this virtual city, which now of course is a reality as you can see from the video, is that I just want people to be as comfortable as possible. We live in a society where enough is never enough. First of all, how many times you hear people complaining in the summer only because there is 2 more degrees Fahrenheit than what their level of comfort zone is. So, imagine you're sweating. All of a sudden you're sweating, which is pretty disgusting. You must agree with that. So, in Washington AC, everything is climatized. The ability with your own remote control is really about the contrast between reality and imagination.
Thank you so much for the explanation. What about Simone? That seemed to be an ongoing and important character, at least in the video.
Well, first of all, it's not Simone. It was a great character in an Al Pacino movie I loved and inspired me to definitely do some of the thinking behind this virtual city. But as you can see, we spell it as S1MON. So please call her from now on, if you don't mind, Simone 3. Simone 3 is the mind behind this virtual city. She's the woman that you see on the cover. She's the one that really manages through very sophisticated software, let me put it that way, the comfort level, grants the comfort level and the comfort zone for all of the citizens. So when you see the champagne is a very hip drink, especially those Europeans, they love it. I mean, they drink champagne and they talk, they socialize. They might spend an entire evening just over a bottle of champagne. So the glass fills itself up. I mean, you don't even need to call the waiter or the waitress. This is the future. This is really the future, and extra super large. Because like I said before, enough is not enough. Not for me, not for you. I mean, we are in the future and we want to be part of this amazing generation.
Well, the next question is about taxes. This is not a talk show. We don't discuss politics, but clearly it seems a little strange. How is it possible to have a tax refund no matter what? In other words, the way you describe it, it's a guaranteed tax refund, but you must spend that money, otherwise you have to send it back. Could you please elaborate on that?
Yeah, most people wonder why you get automatically, no matter who you are and where you live, what do you do for work, you automatically get a tax refund. The catch line, the punchline in the song is that you must spend it. Otherwise, you have to send it back. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not a politician, but the system is very simple. You make money, you spend money. All of it. So there are too many people who have money under the mattress. There are people who make too much money and they keep it to themselves or bring it somewhere else. And others can't benefit. So go out, go to restaurants, go to bars, buy expensive jackets like this. I have 0 money saved up. I only wear the best, the very best. I got jewelry, expensive watch. This watch does not not even need a battery. It's an ecosystem powered by the sun and by electricity. So sunglasses, you could spend $1 for a pair of sunglasses, or you could buy the very best. I mean, these clearly, you can see it. This is good stuff. So that's how the money floats around. This is how the money floats around. So you're gonna get some money back guaranteed, but you must spend it. If you don't spend it, send it back, and the government will do it for you.
I'd also like to ask about Randy Norton. He seems to have a very, very important role in the making of this video. If you could probably say something about Randy Norton.
Well, Randy Norton, of course he's a big part of it. Nothing short of a genius. The script of the video is mine, but Randy was really able to not only give me some valuable input, but to make it a reality. And for those who watched it, you can see that from the maximum resolution at 4K, and some of the visual in the video is nothing short of extraordinary. Somebody mentioned to me his name, and I wanted to meet him just for the fact that his name was Randy Norton. I mean, the name itself, think about it, Randy Norton. How cool is that? So that was the first reason. The second reason was that when I met him, virtually of course, I've never met him in person. So in fact, I don't even know where it is. But when I met him virtually, I came to realize that his real name was not even Randy Norton. And I'm not gonna say what is his real name, but I said, you know something? For a guy to call himself Randy Norton, that alone to me was a sign that I should hook up, collaborate, because this guy clearly has a vision and he's going places. And that's my type of people, as simple as that.
I loved the punchline about the wireless electricity. I wish we had that here in the studio. But could you say a little bit more about that? Is it dangerous? How does it work? Wireless electricity?
That's another great concept. Well, wireless electricity, when I first heard about it, I was a little bit intimidated, because imagine if my iPad or whatever gadget I have here is powered by the plugs. And where are the plugs? Actually, there's no plugs. This is something to ask Swan Moon 3, Simone. The electricity just goes through. And I understand your concerns and mine, but think about the benefits. Yeah, you might feel a little bit of electricity maybe in your bones, in your senses, but that might be actually a good feeling. Everybody is hooked up with their gadgets. As a matter of fact, sorry about this. I'm actually getting a phone call while we speak. Yeah, this is my new, this is a stereo phone. Not many people have these yet, but it's a stereo microphone, and especially for producers and composers, it allows me to broadcast stereo whatever I do, which is very, very good.
Mr. Bellotti, you seem to have a good amount of phones, devices. I like to imagine that a guy like you would want to stay connected, but how many phones do you have, if you don't mind me asking? I'm sure the viewers are curious about that.
Well, I only have 6 phones actually. I used to have 8 at some point. But the trick is to have them on a different ringer, of course, because, you know, otherwise you might get jacked and confused. I always keep one in my socks, and that's really the one for private, or I shall say for emergencies. And I apologize, it actually rang as we were talking.
Well, Mr. Bellotti, I hate to disappoint you. I know your time's precious, but it is not clear yet in my mind what really truly is Washington AC. You have given me many explanations, but I have yet, and perhaps also the viewers, could you summarize in a couple of minutes, no more than, and really get to the bottom, what is Washington AC? Let me ask you that again.
Wait a second. You remind me of that lady at the supermarket the other day who stopped me and he said, wow, the composer of Washington, D.C., when are you going to do a song about New York? And I looked at her, I'm like, did you listen to the song? Did you read the title? Did you pay attention to the lyrics? It's A.C., not D.C. I don't know nothing about New York. I mean, it's a great city, but am I going to write a song on New York? Frank Sinatra did. Billy Joel did. What am I supposed to do? You know, may as well play the drums than compete with those guys. I can't compete with Frank Sinatra or Billy Joel. I can play a drum beat.
What is Washington AC? Let me ask you that again.
After all these minutes of me suffering from TTM, talking too much, in front of a camera, you are asking me what is Washington AC. I'm wondering if you paid attention. Well, I'm going to give you a clear, direct answer, just as you requested. So, Washington AC is really the place where you want to be. And the name itself happens to be Washington, AC, because I wanted you to invite me to the show, just like people are clicking and viewing the video, captivating or fascinated by the name. But in actuality, Washington, AC is anything you want that to be, okay? It's a state of mind, and it's really about being happy with what you have. Don't push and don't try to go for the extremes, because the world is going in that direction. We're never happy about the temperature. We take all kinds of medicines against anything. At the first symptom, we take medicines. Those medicines are going to create an issue, which we fight with a different type of medicine. We want wireless electricity because, God forbid, if one of the phones, like my stereo phone, uses a battery that dies every hour and a half. So not many people own a stereo phone, by the way. But really, so we need wireless electricity. Do we really need that? Is that the reason why you want to move to Washington, AC? And the champagne, like those Europeans, has to be always extra large and fill itself up. You get to the top, you are sexy and hot, and you don't need a visa, of course. So I think, we should go back and find happiness in whatever we have. I've met people that were very happy, or are still very happy, with the little they have. And it might be very meaningful for them, the simple things of life. And I've met, or I've heard people that have it all, and really enough is never enough. So my thing is devolution. One day at a time, customize the city of your dreams up here with the people you love. Connect with one another, because now clearly we are connected. And just however you want to call it, it's the place where you want to be and the place where you can be, if you can feel it and if you can dance to it. So listen to the beat, dance, because if you can dance, you own it. And if you own it, you got it. Don't forget, it's not all about the bass. It's about the bass, but also about the beat. Thank you so much for having me at the show. I really appreciate it. Thank you much. I gotta go now.
This is breaking news.
I'm your dancer because I